as you get older, you find out that some of the stuff that mama taught, and some of the stuff daddy taught, and some of the stuff granny taught, and some of the stuff pastor taught don't necessarily work for your life, right? No disrespect to anybody that came before us, because I really believe that for the most part, a lot of them did the best that they could. But just because they did the best that they could, and just because their intentions was well, does not mean that that's going to work for us. And so I am willing, and this is me, this don't have to be nobody else, I'm willing to dismiss, denounce, and disregard anything that is proven over a period of time to be detrimental to my well-being. And I don't care where. I love my mom. My mom happens to still be alive. I love her. One of my best friends. Me and my dad cool. We ain't close as me and my mom. I love my dad. You know what I'm saying? All my grandparents are deceased. They gone on, but they taught me some stuff. I had aunts and uncles who've been very influential in my life and stuff like that. And they all played a part in me being who I am. But I am willing to say, I appreciate you, and I appreciate that worked for you and different things, and I love you right now. I ain't finna do that. You got to be able, as men, to create your blueprint. You can take stuff from people. Don't get me wrong. I promise you I'm not saying throw it all out. I'm not saying none of that, because some of that stuff is foundational stuff that got you to where you are today and stuff like that. But there's going to be some outliers, and there's going to be some things in there that work for them based on their situation, based on factors in their life, based on what they had going on, that's going to be of no benefit to what you got going on. And you have to take the time and be intentional about deciphering what that is and what that is not. Don't mean you don't love them. Don't mean you don't respect them. It don't mean you don't honor them. It don't mean any of that. It means that this is your time, this is your life, this is your day, and you have to figure out repeatedly what works for you. You have to figure out what works for you, because I'm going to tell you something about children, because this is a fatherhood class. Children, for the most part, do what you say, or they kind of do what you say, but for the most part, they do what you do. For those that don't know, I'm a therapist. I'm a mental health therapist, and I started primarily with children. I've done it for about 18, 19 years, but I've had my own business for about 9 years now. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have not once had a child who came to me for anything where their parents could have used some, not necessarily from me, could have used some counseling, some therapy too. And a lot of times they would come to me and they'll be like, I don't know why they doing that. I don't know why they acting like that. And as I listen to the parent, I'm like, they picked that up from there. My son, I talk about him all the time. He's 19 years old. My son, out of my four, was the wildest out of all of them. I lost him from 15 to 18. He's 19 now. We just got back cool when he had his daughter. But I lost him from 15 to 18. And I talk about this, and I'll talk about this to the day I die, because it messed me up. I'm a therapist, counseling other people's kids, therapying other people's kids, and my son's doing all type of ungodly shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm getting the word back, like people like, man, he and I'm saying I'm trying to do this and stuff like that. And then it was crazy because he raps, right? I think I probably even told this story. And I used to rap, right? Rapped in my day, rapping his day. So I'm proud because he know what he's doing, but I'm disgusted because what he rap, his content, what he rapping about. And I'm at one of my partners' house, and we out in this garage, we smoking a cigar, and I'm listening, and we smoking a cigar, man. I was like, man, you gotta listen to this, you gotta listen to me. And so I put on my son, and he didn't know. I put it on, and I said, can you believe that? I was like, that's my boy, man. I put my head down. He said, and he looked at me. I never forget this. He looked at me dead in my eyes and said, "You sound like you." I'm like, man, what you mean? He like, he sound like you. You used to say the worst stuff possible to get the attention of the crowd and stuff like. He sound like you, and that flipped my whole thing, because here I am thinking he didn't pick this up from his friends, or just different stuff like that. And of course, friends have influences and stuff like that. But I had to think about what I just said to y'all, because I'm in my head like, this parent need to come and stuff like that. And I realized, no matter, because I tried to have all the conversations with him that my father didn't have with me. So I said a lot. Kids do what you say, but more than anything, they mimic and they imitate what you do. We have to know that. I ain't trying to put. Well, I am trying to put pressure on you. You gotta, watch how you move, especially your kids is watching. They watching. You know what I'm saying? And listen. Remember, I said earlier, we ain't talking about perfection, but there should be significant progress in life. You know what I'm saying? Where they can look and see, like, my dad was here before, now he here. You know what I'm saying? Like you a man. I'm assuming this is assumption, but I believe everybody in some form want their kid to be proud of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a wild assumption for me to make or something like that. And they can be. And I'm gonna tell you something. Your baby mama might argue with this. It ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women try to play that. You ain't paying nothing. You can't see your kids and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I've been working with kids, and I didn't had kids for 22 years, but I've been working with kids for 25 years. And when I talk to them, when I interview them and stuff like that, and they angry and they pissed off and they mad at the world and stuff like that, when they talking about their daddy, they mad because he wasn't there. They not mad because he didn't get them the new Jordans. The new J's. They not mad because he didn't. They probably want an iPhone, but they ain't mad at daddy because he didn't get them an iPhone. They mad because he didn't pull up. You understand what I'm saying? So it is contrary to popular belief. It ain't about how much you can cash out or how much you can buy and different things like that. Now, sometimes the mothers might influence them to think like that, but you get there and you start, using that time and spending that time and stuff like that. It don't take much because kids are still pretty much blank pages. They story still being written. A lot of us, we what we gonna be. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, it's time. You do have room for progress and different things like that. But a lot of us, you know what I'm saying. But their stories are still being wrote. You know what I'm saying? And you can be a co-author in that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your time is, if it's 2 hours a week, if it's every other weekend, different things like that. I know people got different situations, so we never gonna judge stuff like that. But whatever time you have. You know what I'm saying? If you got the money and you want to do that. But I'm saying that ain't it. I don't care what you've been told.